Hello everyone. So today I'm going to record a different kind of video as you can see here. So a few weeks ago, I came across this really nice video prepared by one of my students. So when I say my student, I don't just mean it in a generic sense that he is a student of the mechanical engineering department here at IIT Kharagpur where I'm a faculty. Rather, I mean it in the sense that he was actually one of my students in a class that I was teaching in the previous year, in the autumn semester of 2020. So I was sharing this class with another teacher. I taught for half a semester. So Tharun was very much there in my class. It was an online class. I did not get to meet him face to face, but I do remember him very much, him being there in the online classes. So, uh, so as you can see, this video has gotten a lot of views, huge number of views, and I just took a look around and I found that Tharun is actually one of the rising superstars in the YouTube landscape, uh, and uh, so because it is receiving so many views, I thought that I'll respond to this, especially because there are certain things which he has said which I just can't be on the same page with. I'm sorry. I mean, I just can't be. Uh, Now, my initial reaction, well, this is not really in the strictest terms of the word, a reaction video, because I have watched this video a couple of times before recording this one. So this is not properly a reaction video. Anyway, my first reaction when I did watch this for the first time was that, oh my God, where did he learn to edit like this? And I'm sure anyone who watches this video will have the same reaction. But at the same time, my reaction initially was that, uh, oh my God, please stop. Just stop. I can't bear this. I was pissed off. Okay, my initial reaction was that I was pissed off, frustrated. I can't believe what he's saying. However, I kept my patience. I am a teacher. I'm supposed to be patient. So I kept watching the video, and by the time I reached the end, I realized that I think what some of the things which Tarun said uh, does make sense. He has made some valid points, uh, and I think I mean I'm suspecting here that he has said some things which are kind of unpalatable uh, in a slightly clickbaity fashion. Okay, so he has said those things. So I'll take the bait and I'll try to respond. So without speaking further, let's just look at the video.
Hey friends, if you're new here, my name is Tharun and I'm a 4th year student in the Department of Mechanical Engineering at IIT Kharagpur. And in this video, I'll be sharing my 3 years experience being a mechanical engineering undergrad in India. So by the end of this video, if you're someone in your 11th or 12th, you'll get a perfect clarity on whether you should consider a degree in mechanical engineering. And if you're already in your college and are in a first or second year and are in a core department like mechanical, you'll get to know all the career opportunities that you have in the future. So watch the video till the end. Let's go.
So anyone who is watching this video for the first time, I would really advise them to take Tarun's word here. Please do watch this video till the very end. Okay. Was that really necessary? Really? This is bad.
So before a few days, my 4th year class has started, and one of the profs says, no one will fail in this course. Attendance is not mandatory. You can directly come for the exam and everyone will pass in this exam. This is because this course is getting removed from the curriculum next year. See, that's how irrelevant the courses have become.
No, no, that's not the thing. Oh my. So, so he has gotten this all wrong. So, and no matter, I mean, this is not a fake reaction. Okay, so every time I watch this part of the video, and I have watched this like 3 or 4 times now, Uh, so he doesn't know it probably that the entire curriculum, not just in the mechanical engineering department, but overall through IIT Kharagpur, has been completely overhauled. Okay, so we did this exercise in 2019-20, sorry, 2020. It was completely overhauled, like right from the first year till the fourth year and the fifth year courses. And currently we are going through the master's level. So the undergraduate revision has already taken place in 2020. And what has happened as a result is that we realized that some of the courses which were being taught in the third year, for example mechanics of solids, needed to be brought to the second year. So, and some of the courses which were there in a separated fashion, they had to be clubbed together, and some of the courses which were there like in one big chunk, they had to maybe be separated out, maybe as a compulsory subject and as an elective, and some of the subjects had to be made in elective because they are more specialized. So those kinds of very granulated discussions and decisions were made, which is why as part of the administration logistics, some of the subjects are going to be discontinued, not in the sense that the subjects are going to be discontinued, rather those course numbers which these students are studying, they are going to be discontinued, and they're going to be continued in a different form with a new course number, with a completely overhauled syllabus, updated syllabus, uh, keeping in terms with the global standards, uh, uh, from the junior batches. And that exercise has actually started. So speaking about mechanics of solids, which I teach, uh, uh, there what they studied uh, at the third year level has been completely changed, and now I'm teaching it at the second year level. That is at par with uh, some of the best syllabus which is being followed abroad. uh, and I think this is I think this is more in keeping with what is being taught across all the IITs also, all the older IITs. So I think this is a very good step and not a retrogressive step as Tharun has made it out to be. Okay.
Like, this is the most general equation for the distortion energy theory. This.
Yes, that is the distortion energy theory. And that is very much part of mechanics of solids. And although for their batch, I did not teach that, my colleague was teaching it. Uh, so let him say.
Seriously? Like, what will I even do with that? Do you think the equation is going to be useful in my entire life? Like, look at all these courses.
Yes, it is going to be important for your entire life if you actually become a mechanical engineer. Similarly, it is going to be important if you are a civil engineer or an aerospace engineer or a naval architecture or an engineer from the naval architecture department. It is going to be absolutely important. In fact, it is so very important, the distortion energy theory, uh, especially within the context of failure theories, that if you do not respect it, the things that you make will break apart and people's lives will be lost. So, in case that was not clear during the classes, I am making it clear now. So, uh, there's that.
This is my third semester. This is the fourth. This is the fifth. And this is the sixth. And I've successfully mugged up all the formulas and theories. I've scored good enough.
So he's not actually lying. So I know Tarun. Uh, he's certainly one of uh, our good students. I wouldn't say he's a topper, but he's certainly one of our good students. He consistently gets more than decent grades, uh, and I believe him that when he says that he has mugged up the formulas, although it is, I'm sure he doesn't mug up the formulas, because if you just mug up the formulas, you would not be getting uh, grades as good as you are getting. So you do learn. You have. I really want to believe that you have actually learned those formulas properly. Uh,
But I don't remember any of this right now. Like, why will I even remember? What's the point? I'll remember something if I ever feel that it would be helpful for me at some point of my life. But now with negligible amount of companies coming to hire.
okay, so he has made a good point here. Uh, he has remembered these formulas for the sake of examinations, and he doesn't remember this formula. Well, guess what? I taught this course. I don't remember the formula. Okay, I was a student. I was one of, uh, well, I was a very good student, of course, uh, which is why I ended up becoming a faculty member here. Uh, and I'm teaching this course for a few years now. Even I don't remember this myself. I'm supposed to be the teacher, the expert here. So we are not supposed to remember these formulas all the time. It's one thing to appear in the examination where you need to have certain things in your fingertips so that you can apply those things in a very quick fashion. But as a lifelong exercise, you are not supposed to remember these things. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, we have a finite amount of space in our head. If you keep on remember everything, every little detail, then we are never going to learn anything new. That's not how the brain works. So we do not expect you to remember everything. Of course, when the turn comes for the grand viva, the comprehensive viva, as I have made clear in a separate video, I'll link to that here. Uh, you will need to take a strategic uh, effort to revise those things. But beyond these things, at any given point of time, nobody remembers this. You don't need that. So you're absolutely right. So if you need to remember this, learn this later, you can just look it up. Absolutely. But what students do not understand is that at a very young stage, if they do not go through the exercise of learning these things, not mugging up the formula, mind you, if they do not learn these things, the connections in their brain never get made. And if it doesn't get made at a younger stage, it'll never get made when you become older. So when you're in your late 20s or early 30s, no matter how much effort you put, the kind of uh, like bedrock foundational connections which you will make as a student in your as a maybe 19 or 20-year-old student, the kind of foundational connections that gets created in your brain, that will never get made, which is why it is important, so very important, to learn the things in a proper fashion when you are young. You can learn things later on, definitely, but the foundational connection will never be made across different things.
Someone for a code job. What do I do with all these theories in the book? When everyone needs a person who can code, why does this department even exist? You can at least reduce the number of students in these departments. It's all about supply and demand.
So he is right about this point. So uh, the number of jobs uh, in mechanical core is certainly less than in the circuit branches. Well, if it is not less, it is less paying, certainly. So an average student nowadays taking up a software kind of job uh, would have a higher chance of or would have a chance of getting a higher pay compared to a code job, unless of course he's going to a hardcore, really hardcore mechanical engineering job, like in one of the very big companies, like well established companies which are like century, like maybe 50 years old, maybe 100 years old, that kind of very established companies. And there do exist companies like that. In the startup scenario, you will not get such kind of companies in mechanical core as compared to in the software side. Okay, so he is right in the sense that if we do not have such a huge demand, why keep such a I mean mechanical engineering department here at IIT Kharagpur is the biggest department, so why keep so high a number of students? So that is something which needs to be debated on, and I agree with Tarun in the sense uh, that some thought needs to be put into this on a higher level uh, policy kind of way. And uh, please note that this is something not which neither I nor my colleagues in the department can take this decision overnight. So, all right.
Demand, right? When there's negligible demand for mechanical engineers in the society, why would you still give admissions to so many students in this department? And you might be wondering, why did I even choose mechanical engineering then? I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Actually, yeah, right. So, as a 20-year-old kid, I do not expect Tharun to fully appreciate the gravitas of the situation. Uh, what society needs is not a huge number of mechanical engineers. That is true. That is absolutely true. We do not need the absolutely huge number of mechanical engineers, like perhaps we need something like that in the software industry. So run of the mill mechanical engineers, uh, they would have a hard time. However, the society needs very good mechanical engineers. Okay, like the society will completely break down if we do not have very, very good mechanical engineers. So also civil engineers, aerospace engineers, uh, electrical engineers. Okay, I mean the society will completely like collapse without these engineers. But the very good engineers.
I was 17, I was really good at physics, so I thought mechanical engineering is the way to go. And to be honest,
In IITs, you don't decide which branch you will get. Your rank determines which branch you will get. And this case is not only with me, but many of my friends also.
but finally, when I was entering my third year, that's when I got to know that I. So, for all my juniors who are yet to enter the college, I would request you to prefer circuital branches over departments like mechanical, chemical. If you are taking a
So what is said here, and also that guy from I think Kanpur, uh, it is true. So when we are that 17-year-old, 18-year-old at the threshold of IIT after finishing our after uh, uh, successfully completing JE, we uh, we just look at the counseling brochure and look at the the ranks which in which the students had filled up the various departments. So it was the same in my case back in 2004. So I also took a look at the counseling brochure, look at the range of ranks where people uh, eh, were getting into the various departments, and I chose likewise. Uh, so the only other thing was that I am from a very middle class family, like a very middle class family. So uh, I talked to my parents. My dad kind of told me, like, neither my mom nor my dad, they, and please note that this is like what 17 years ago now. Oh my god, it has been that long. So back then, nobody of us knew. None of my family knew anything about this thing. Uh, I didn't even know what was taught in mechanical engineering when I took it. So, as Tharun said, he was good in physics, so he took mechanical engineering. So, I thought the same kind of things. I was good in maths and physics. I heard that, I mean, you get to do a lot of maths and physics in mechanical engineering, so it should be a good thing. Plus, mechanical engineering is core, it's evergreen, so how bad could it be? So, it turned out it's not so bad. Okay, I have stuck with mechanical engineering all my life. This is my life now. So, well, that is my case. But I can understand what Tarun is saying here.
admission in some good colleges like IITs, NITs, or BITS. No matter which department you take, you can always learn DSA and get a good placement. But if you are taking admission in normal colleges, there's no point to choose mech. Almost all my batchmates in mechanical engineering department try for non-core placements. Most of them start learning DSAs from the first year of the college and try for internships and placements in software or data. These companies don't care about your department. All they care about is how well you can code and if you have any projects in this domain. One of my seniors from mechanical engineering department.
Okay, so up to this point, he has said some very important things. Correct, absolutely, I agree with him. It's a fact that many of the students, when they come to the department, the second year students in mechanical engineering, they immediately start learning how to code properly, how to, as he says, DSA, data structures and algorithms. And there's a craze about Python, learning Python, and I appreciate this. Okay, so there is this market demand, huge market demand for such kind of uh, skills, and the students need to get a job at the end of the day. So if there is a greater demand for those kinds of jobs and they're taking such students, why not prepare accordingly? So I fully stand behind that kind of a thing. So there was a time when then there was a kind of resistance in our department against students, I mean, taking this kind of choices. But I think the attitude has changed now, in the sense that we all appreciate the market pull, and the need for students to prepare accordingly. However, he has also said something extremely important, that if you're going to IIT, to NIT, to BITS, then there is a great opportunity for you, both from among your peers as well as because of the overall environment that you find in those really, really good places. to take up these kinds of things, learning DSA on your own with the help of your friends, with the numerous opportunities various societies are here. When I say society, these are like student groups, and you can I mean, chart out your career as you want it to be. However, if you are going to a not such a great place, and there are certain colleges like that in India as well as I'm sure abroad also, uh, then uh, yeah, you should be really serious about mechanical engineering. Like uh, you really have to love it. And I think this is a point which Tarun makes later on in the video also. Like you really have to love mechanical engineering. You need to have the mentality to stick to it. Okay. Otherwise, opportunities are going to be hard to come by. So he's going to say something about one of his seniors now.
Got placed for 60 LPA last year as a software engineer. And talking about project.
Okay, I think I know the guy he's talking about, the 60 LPA guy. So this is a one-off case. Okay, this is a one-off case. That kind of a package or that kind of a profile the student got, he is the kind of guy who really got into it very early. Okay, and mind you, this is maybe, so his history is tracking back, let's say, probably 5 years before. So when there was this fresh thrust into taking engineers as data scientists, he tapped into that initial thrust. So he got into that, but that doesn't mean that there are many other students in his batch also who were similarly learning the stuff, uh, DSA, but who did not end up with that kind of a package. Okay, so we have to remember and appreciate that. So that was a very special one-off case.
Projects. This video is sponsored by CodeDam. So CodeDam is a platform where students can learn to code by building projects and getting expert feedback. It has interactive playground.
So I think we can, I mean, fast forward this thing a little bit.
Where students can even on resume a lot more. Who is aiming for a software engineer? More profiles other than software or data analytics that my classmates prepare for. A few of them try for placements in consultancy, finance, or product, and the average package is actually good. And only a very few students prepare for core placements.
Okay, so he has said some other profiles, and it is actually true also. So those kinds of things, probably on the management side of the finance side, they have, so the history behind them is certainly older than this data science thing. And back when we were students, the kind of packages people with those kinds of profiles were getting were certainly higher, and that is, I think, the norm all over the world. So as an engineer, if you are veering into the finance side, then the package will be higher. But at the same time, I have also heard from many of my friends who went into those kinds of lines that after the initial enthusiasm has worn off, uh, well, they end up not liking it very much. Okay, because uh, I mean, you will never enjoy your work uh, very much if the only attraction of your job is just the money. I mean, money is great. I completely agree with it. Okay. If you don't have enough money, I mean, no amount of philosophizing or saying big things is going to matter. So that is important. But if that is the only thing in your job, then you are not going to be happy.
This is mainly because there are less opportunities, and even the companies which come provide less packages. People say that there's exponential growth after you get the job, but I don't know.
So he's now talking about the core jobs, and as I have already said earlier, initially if you join a core job in a hardcore industry, in an average hardcore company, hardcore means mechanical core company, the pay package is going to be less. So uh, that is a fact of life which you have to accept. Okay. uh, And what he says that I don't know whether there is going to be an exponential growth after that initial less salary. That is true. You never know. Okay, it could be that after that initial low salary, you get to rise so fast in the company that you end up with an exponential career growth in terms of pay packages also that gets reflected in your pay package. But you can't rely on that. Okay.
Now let's talk about opportunities other than college placements or private sector jobs. See, if you're
So this is the favorite part of my video. Okay.
in mechanical engineering department and are really passionate about it, you can go for higher studies or research. There are exams conducted by BARC, ISRO every year, and if you can crack them, that's it.
Yeah. So it seems Tarun has an habit of exaggerating. When he says bad things, he really crushes them. When he says good things, he really props them up. So it is certainly true that there are great opportunities in ISRO, BARC, other places. So, but it's not so golden as he's putting it, that if you get into ISRO, BARC, your life is set. When you have to keep on working very, very hard there, and there is an upper limit to the kind of packages you'll end up getting there also. But what he's saying if you interpret his words, Tarun's words, in the sense that your life is set in terms of the technical quality of the job that you'll get to do, well then yes, absolutely. Okay, the kind of things that they get to do, well, that's a proper engineer's job. Okay, that's a proper engineer's job. They are real engineers. Okay, so hats off to them any day. And please note that in ISRO, you'll not find many IITians. So recently, one of my master students, he joined ISRO and he was ecstatic. Okay, and he had to go through a grueling interview procedure. Like, he had to really study hard for that. So there's that. Okay, so it's not easy getting into ISRO. It's not easy getting into BARC. Furthermore, if you are really interested, so some of the top students of our department, what they do every year is that they go for higher studies to USA, to Europe, and in terms of research in mechanical engineering, well, I mean, it's just wonderful there. Okay, because as a mechanical engineer, you can go into different streams. Like, I cannot even tell you, and that requires a separate video altogether for me to tell you about the opportunities in higher studies and research. Okay, you can go into the completely mathematical side of things, which I kind of did myself. You can go into the experimental side of things, which is very hardcore practical mechanical engineering application. You can go into interdisciplinary things, which is kind of an admixture between mechanical and electronics, mechanical and chemical. I'm putting mechanical and aerospace and civil all together. Okay, you can even go into certain things in physics, engineering physics particularly. You can go into things which are amalgamated with computer science. So it's a wonderful world out there. Okay, so if you're really interested in higher studies and if you have the grades to back it up and the passion, well, I would say mechanical engineering is the best, like absolutely the best. Like, if I knew that I would end up doing higher studies as I did, then I would have gone back to myself of 2004 when I was choosing mechanical engineering, and I would have given him a pat on the back that well done. Okay, well done, you have taken mechanical engineering.
Life set. A few of my classmates are planning to appear for GATE so that they can go for MTech in good college or get into PSUs like BHEL, NTPC, etc. And there are engineering services exams which you can always go for. So finally, what I'm trying to say is that if you are really passionate about something and can work your ass off for that, you'll be able to succeed no matter what the circumstances are. So even if you are from mechanical engineering department, if you can be the topmost student in the class, no one can stop you. But the question is, are you willing to work that hard, or are you looking for an easy way out?
Thank you, Tarun. So this is the reason, this last piece was the reason why I have requested everyone at the beginning to watch it till the very end. Okay, so if you're willing to work hard and be passionate about it, then there are golden opportunities waiting for you in mechanical engineering. Okay, so
And with that being said, if you want to know about my first year experience in the college, watch this video on the right.
all right, so we are at the end, and needless to say, it is a very, very well made video. Okay, so congrats on that, Tharun. You have done a really wonderful job in creating the video. And I think the kind of things which you have said at till the very end, I mean, overall, the overall message of this, if everyone looks at it completely and not just in pieces, then I think the message here is positive. Okay, so thank you for that. It was fun responding to this video. All right. And all the best to you for your 4th year.